How's it going today?
Hey, how are you? Do I hold or you hold?
I hold. So, now we got Black Panther Wakanda Forever coming out. How are you feeling about this?
Oh man, I'm exceptionally excited. It's going to be really cool. It's a much bigger movie than Black Panther 1, so in scale and size, just more everything, more action, adventure, fun, family. It's an expansion of the entire world. Get to new characters, but dive back into the ones that you love already. So more M'Baku, more Shuri, Nakia, Ramonda, So it's a lot.
Now, what is going to be the overall message when it comes to this film?
Moving forward, it's about how a family moves forward. And I mean like family in a big macro sense, It's how they deal with great tragedy and how they look forward. It's a really powerful thing that I think we could all use today because we're all dealing with great transitions. The world has been a wild place for the last 3 years, and we're all figuring out how we move forward. So in that way, those characters are doing the same.
Exactly. Now, my final question for you, how intense was the stunt work when you had to endure?
Super intense. I mean, all these movies, the entire MCU style of movies is very physically intensive. So, we train a lot and then we perform really big stunts and really big things because as much as it's rooted in the story, the action really propels the story for the audience. So they lean into that. So it was a lot and it's great.
Thank you so much for your time today. I can't wait to see the film. How's it going, Don?
Good, brother. How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm still wide awake.
Yeah, they're doing better than I am then.
Now, for Armor Wars, what kind of story are we going to see? Because I read the comics back then, and I have a feeling some things are going to change. So do you have any clue what the story is going to be?
Yeah, I mean, we're developing the story right now, and obviously I can't tell you everything that's happening, but there is still the component of, the Stark tech getting out and Rhodey needing to get it back. But then there's completely different storylines and really interesting things that get kind of set up in Secret Invasion. That get paid off in Armor Wars that I hope people are going to be excited about because it's really new and different, and I was very surprised by where everybody wanted to go.
Now, how many characters are we going to see you interact on Armor Wars?
That's hard to say. I mean, there are some new characters that are going to be introduced, and there's also characters from other of the MCU projects that are being this. So that's what's always the most fun about these, that you get to keep playing with all these different characters from these different universes and creating these relationships and these allegiances and alliances and moving into different directions as the story dictates. So I'm really looking forward to it. I hope people are excited and want to check it out.
My final question for you, did you find it difficult to put on the armor for War Machine?
Now that they've got the lube down, it's pretty easy.
Thank you so much.
Take it easy.
Can't wait to see you on Thunderbolts. What intrigued you to take on this role?
Well, I mean, I love Red Guardian. We did that Black Widow movie, and I had such a great experience with the character and with the people who make it. And so they said that, and that character himself is sort of morally dubious and a bit of a misfit and doesn't really do the right thing. And so I didn't know if there'd be a real home for him in the MCU where you have a lot of heroes doing the right thing. And then Jake has put together this movie of a bunch of people who don't do the right thing in a movie trying to do still not the right thing. And so that was like really exciting to me because I love misfits, I love outcasts, I love weirdos. And I think this is like the superhero movie of them.
Now, speaking of this movie, what would be the overall story for your character?
For Red Guardian, I'll lay it out for you. I'm going to tell you the entire story of Thunderbolts, start to finish. So he starts out, no, man, I'm not going to tell you nothing. What are you talking about? I'm not going to tell you nothing. I think there's a lot of stuff you saw in Black Widow, though, in terms of opportunities for redemption for Alexei and Yelena. Yelena's in the movie, so clearly their relationship will be important in some way. But we got to see what this guy becomes after he's been imprisoned in Russia and, what he's made of going out into the world and what he's going to be. And so that's a really exciting journey to start to take with him.
My final question for you, 3 MCU superheroes you want to see Red Guardian go against?
Ooh, well, I mean, number one, I'm going to work back. You should go 3, 2, 1, but I'll go number one. Number one is Captain America. I mean, the mantle has now been filled by that Anthony Mackie character, and I'd love to, get in some fisticuffs with him. Who else would I like to? I'd like to go against Doctor Strange as well for some reason. So I think I'd just have a lot of fun making fun of his cape. And who's the third one? I mean, I guess he's gone from us, but I've always just as we all in the MCU do, is admired and loved Robert Downey Jr.'s Iron Man, and so, he's certainly someone I'd love to square off against. I really picked a couple of the big heavy hitters there, but those are the. I know exactly. Sorry, I really right down the line.
Thank you so much for your time today.
Thanks, man. Thank you.
Nice to speak with you, Brie Larson. How are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
I am doing great. So, where are we going to see Captain Marvel's story go in the Marvels?
Okay, so I'm going to tell you everything in complete detail because I'm totally allowed to do that. You're going to see her in the beginning of the movie, and then you'll see her throughout the film, and then you'll see it at the end.
Who did you like working with the most for this film?
What? Who do I like? No, who do I like working with the most? Well, I mean, my castmates were the best. I got to do most of my stuff with Tiana and Iman, and so it was just awesome. It's to have a teammate throughout this, all the way through. We were doing everything together.
My final question for you: how grueling was the stunt work for this one?
How grueling was the stunt work? It was different because, now that Carol can fly, it's a lot more wire work than before. So it was cool. I got to learn a lot of new skills. It was just different stuff. It was more hand-to-hand, combat stuff in the first film. This is much more wire work, so learning acrobatics, learning how to hold up my body 50 feet up in the air it's fun.
Thank you so much for your time today. I can't wait for the film.
Thank you.
You're welcome. That was good. Hey. Yes. How are the both of you doing?
Great, yeah.
Yes, I'm doing great as well. So tell me which the direction of your character is going to go through in the Marvels.
Well, at the end of WandaVision, we saw Monica pick up some powers. So in the Marvels, we pick up seeing her learning how to manage them. We see her embrace them or not at times. So we really get to have more space to explore Monica's new powers and where she is with Carol, who we haven't seen her with in a long time, since Captain Marvel 1.
Would you like to add to that?
Well, I'm not an actor in the film, but as the director of the movie, working with these three women, being along in the journey with them as they figured out their characters and how they relate to each other has been really, really amazing.
Now, speaking of WandaVision, what was your favorite time period of some of the episodes that we've seen?
Oh, WandaVision? You went all the way back. We're here talking about the Marvels.
I know.
What? What was the 70s with the
60s,
fish pants?
right? Oh, the fish pants. Oh, yeah, you looked at
that was fun. The 70s were fun with the fish pants.
Awesome. Now, for the Marvels, are you satisfied with the final product when it came to acting your scenes out in the stunt work and being with the cast?
The movie is not done. Won't be done for a while.
Mia is steadily working
on it.
away.
Working away. Yeah, so we'll see. But everyone, I think, will be very happy.
Thank you so much for your time today.
Have a good one. Thank you.
Hello, Charlie. How are you doing?
Good. Nice to meet you. How are you?
Nice to meet you too. How excited for you to be back as Daredevil?
I'm beyond excited. It's overwhelming. I never thought this day would come. I thought we'd finish playing this character, and suddenly in Spider-Man and She-Hulk, and now we're going to make this show. It's incredibly. I feel incredibly grateful.
I can tell you're grateful because I remember you turned out a lot of roles because you was so badly wanted to be turned as Daredevil.
Yeah, I didn't turn down work, but when you're. When you've played a character like this and you've had as much fun as you have, and it's been so influential in your life, it's difficult to just take any job after that. There's a certain standard that's been set, and so but here we are. I never thought this day would come. So.
My final question for you: how much of the source material did you read to prepare to come back as Daredevil?
I'm always reading that stuff, man. I read a comic this morning. I've got really into the Daredevil stuff, and I think it's really important to have a real sense of the history of the character and all the amazing writers and artists who have worked on the comics for all those years, and make sure that when you shoot the show that any reference points are fully realized.
Thank you so much, Charlie.
Appreciate you. God bless.
Problem. Thank you.
you.
How you
How's it
doing?
going, Rick? I'm
Hey.
doing good. I'm doing good. Let's talk about the film. So, I mean, not the film, Mandalorian.
Yeah, right. It's
Like
been,
little films.
Yeah. So, what can we expect for this season, especially since we last saw you on the Book of Boba Fett?
I would say that this season is epic. I know Rick is getting real tired of me saying that word. I bet.
Keep saying it.
Yeah,
Keep
keep
saying
saying
because it is.
It is the word. It is the word. It's all been epic, but this is like a new definition for epic. They've been introducing ideas, themes, storytelling concepts that are, deeply related to the Mandalorian's experience and its community, its culture, and the way that all comes to light in season 3 is epic.
What can you say about the writing process?
Look, John and Dave have created some incredible scripts and stories here, and at the heart of it is that. And so and to sort of piggyback what Pedro was saying, it's a culmination of what's been the storytelling that's been happening over 2 seasons of Mandalorian and a season of Boba Fett. And so I think that, by the time we get to the end of season 3, it feels like all of those threads have been pulled together in a really nice and satisfying way. So I'm excited for people to dive into it when they get a chance.
And my final one for you, Pedro. You ever took home anything from the set?
Not yet, but it's gonna happen.
Check his trunk. There's a lot of
Just the dark saber.
Thank you so much.
closet full of stuff, so don't listen to it.
What intrigued all of you to take on this project?
The money. What? Sorry. No.
I think honestly it was just as simple as the debrief for my character. As soon as I got that, I was like, well, how could I not want to play this person? And then obviously going and reading the scripts, I was like, oh my god, this is going to be incredible.
I was a fan of the original movie. I used to watch it as a kid with my parents, and the fact when I got this project, I was excited and honored to be a part of it, and here I am, happy.
Yeah, I think I definitely agree with these two. But another thing that I felt was just the opportunity to be shipped across the world and explore this whole new country, this whole new place, train, be taught how to sword fight, how to horseback ride, all of these crazy things these circumstances I've never thought I'd be in. That opportunity was just crazy, and I was like, why wouldn't I? This is insane.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
What's happening over there?
Well, that dives into my next question. When it came to all the stunt work, how much of yourselves had to come out when it came to all the sword work, all the fighting and everything?
I mean, we put everything into it. We got a whole month of training. Which was very intense, but I also think that honestly prepared us just for the filming process as well. So we're very appreciative.
And these two are incredible. The way they work their swords and were able to kind of listen. You guys were incredible. I use that flute well. You'll see. Is that a spoiler?
I don't know.
I play a flute.
It was also really cool because it banded us together, definitely. It gave us a whole month to bond and to be in these very physically strenuous, very vulnerable places. I think it definitely allowed us to get to know each other.
And thankfully we had that man over there, John Kasdan, to thank for all of it.
There he comes.
He really, brought us all together. He's the main strategy of all of this.
My final question for all of you, what was some of your best days on the set?
Eating Nando's. I'm not gonna lie, eating Nando's with everyone on set. Lunch.
Lunch was fun. We'd always sit around a table.
Yeah, we'd sit around the table and just hang out. I think that was the best. That was the best times. Yeah.
Thank you so much for your time.